Hello everyone and welcome back to me, Shiva Wilson, and my channel, which is all about legalising recreational flower in the UK. So how do you all feel about the prospect of legalising flower in the UK at the moment? There doesn't seem to be much happening really, does there? So I'm just trying to keep the flame alive, like I've said in a previous video, just trying to keep the flame alive of people who want to legalise flower in the UK, just talking about it as much as possible, and trying to keep it on the agenda in the public's mind, in the hearts and minds of the people. So what can I say really? The DEA has published that it's going to hold a hearing for rescheduling in the USA of marijuana on the 2nd of December. So I don't know what that means really, but they're going to be holding a hearing about it. Yeah. Anything in the UK news? Well, we've got the new government, the Labour government, which were all about change and positive wealth creation and stuff. And I was just thinking, if they taxed and regulated flour, they could get some wealth creation out of it. So why not do that? I don't know. I'm trying to do more like unscripted videos here. So what else can I think of for flower legalization in the UK? Nothing. It's kind of soul destroying, you know. It really is a soul destroying task to try to get something to change that you have very little actual impact on changing, as just one little person with a little YouTube channel trying to change the world for the better. Yeah. Don't give up though. I shall not give up. I'm gonna keep pumping out the videos, one per day, and a few shorts here and there as well, just to keep the topic alive. There's lots of medical flower reviews online, but hardly any people are talking about the actual legalization of flower in the UK. So I'd like to be one of the main proponents of legalization of flower in the UK, but I'm not. I'm a very small channel, and it has been growing recently, which is great. 50 subscribers today, which is nice. My shorts have been going well. Yeah, why legalize in the first place? Well, we're trying to end the tyranny, end the persecution, and end the fear of arrest by the police for people who use flower recreationally. And I guess we're trying to get it on the NHS as well. Flower on the NHS for prescriptions would be great, so that people don't have to spend all this money on their prescription fees for private medical flower access. So yeah, that would be really good. Get flower on the NHS, get flower legalized for recreational purposes. Yeah. So what can you do? Well, there's a Transform charity, a Transform Drugs Policy Foundation. They've got a campaign going on at the moment. They're doing a crowdfunder. They need to raise 50 grand for their campaign to help us legalize flower in the UK. It's going to be a big campaign. As far as I can see, it's going to be our best shot at getting some change happen in this UK country. It just baffles me how other countries are doing it and the UK is just completely silent on it, apart from the Liberal Democrats and the Greens. In their manifestos, they advocated for, or the Lib Dems advocated for, legalising and regulating the flower market. And the Greens said they wanted to decriminalise personal possession of all drugs. So that's something that could happen. But it would only happen if the UK Labour government gets behind it. And that's where the challenge lies, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get the Labour government on side. So how do we do that? Well, we've got to talk to them, I suppose, haven't we? So you can, in X, you can put not hashtag, but at Keir Starmer and at UK Labour in your messages on X if you want to address them directly. So you can do that. You can direct message these people, I believe, online as well. Whether they're going to reply to you is another thing entirely. They're not going to reply. But you may get read by one of their readers. Someone's going to be reading all these messages that people send to them. Someone's got to be in charge of the UK Labour and the Keir Starmer account on X. So yeah, someone might read it, and that might have some influence. You never know. But yeah, it's a pretty soul-destroying task trying to change a law that I really have no influence over it myself. So all I can do is try to keep the flame alive and keep talking about it, keep making it an issue of conversation. Because that's the one thing that's not happening, is the conversation isn't happening in the UK in Parliament where it needs to be happening, like it is in Australia at the moment and in America. Yeah, they're both having conversations around the legalisation of flower in their respective countries, and we're just not having that conversation yet. So it's like, what can we do, man? There should be a new petitions website up soon. Not the new petitions website per se, but the petitions committee from Parliament needs to be set up. I don't know if it's been set up yet or not. I shall check that, but there will be more petitions on the subject of legalising flower in the UK to look at and sign. So that's something you can do. Yeah, I think the main thing that we can do is to keep talking about it as though it's a real issue and that something positive needs to change on it. As in, we need to get some positive change on the issue, because there's too many people being criminalised for what is essentially, I would say, a victimless crime. And there's so much benefit to be had from making a legal, regulated flower market. It stops youth access, or it greatly declines youth access in legalised countries. So that's good. Stops young people from getting hold of it because they need to be ID'd in a dispensary before they can get hold of the stuff. So that works better than the black market. The money that could come in from taxes, I mean, surely we know the benefits by now. If you've been watching my videos, you'll get to know the kinds of ideas that are behind the advocacy. But from a personal perspective, it's for the users, harm reduction on contaminated flour, for example. We can rid the market of contaminated flour. Yeah, sorry, there's some planes going on in the background, it's a bit loud. Hopefully you can still hear me. What else? The legalisation of flour in the UK. Yeah, I've run out of ideas, but there you go. There's a slightly longer video of me rambling on about flour, trying to keep the flame alive. Keep the flame alive. Good night.